Bro is officially 300% piked. We have reached the end. Probably not the end of this franchise, because I'm sure he's going to give me some more areas to make some crazy content about this guy. He's going to find ways to support new groups that are designated as foreign foes of the United States government. But bro is mega 300% piked. I want to say that it worked out perfectly that the giant takedown video is exactly at the 300% mark on history's most critically acclaimed series on the internet. Literally, everyone knows it, everyone loves it. The beloved How Effed is Hasan Piker franchise. Currently, 300%. We have reached probably the end. This video is gonna be crazy. If you remember my 200% video, I basically proved without a shadow of a doubt that this dude is an advocate for terrorism. Without a shadow of a doubt, I proved that. This one is more damning. This might be the most damning Hasan video on the internet since the content nuke. Because I wouldn't say there's that much new information, there is some, but there's also perspective, which is so important. So, I wanted to cover how Hasan has been falsely smearing people that he doesn't like as pedophiles. For example, Asmongold. Or for example, me. That's right, me, ya boy. I am canon in this universe. Now, I am Blue Voldemort. He won't mention my name on his channel, but we all know who he's talking about. And he basically called me a pedophile, which is fucking crazy. Honestly, it's pretty insane. So, anywho, we have a big rabbit hole to go down. I am not only going to show you of how disingenuously he's attacking people like me and Asmongold on the Nux-based arc, Mudahar 2, yep, Mudahar 2, but how he attacks everyone, how he slanders people, and he slanders them for things that he is definitely much more, let's just say, guilty of than other people that he is actually going after. So, we gotta take you from the beginning. Let's give you some context, all right? So it all started with this Dexerto article. Texas senators have unanimously passed a bill that, if signed into law, could make several games, anime, and manga series illegal to own in the state. The bill bans any obscene depictions of a minor or someone who looks like one. Now, this is an incredibly misleading headline based on what the actual article says. But basically, I don't like the idea of Texas senators deciding to start censoring things based on arbitrary decisions. What defines obscene? All right, what defines any of these things? I don't like the idea of censorship going into the hands of big Texas. Now, this is bullshit. If you actually read the article, this is like nothing. After reading the bill, this is targeted towards taking down AI-generated child pornography. Popular anime, manga, and video games could be affected due to vague paragraphs at the end, but the headline is very misleading. Because if you read the actual document, it talks about how Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick issued this statement today following the unanimous passage of Senate Bill 20 starting artificial intelligence generated child pornography. That is the target here. It is stopping AI child porn. As Texas enters the digital age, our state must be very careful about our approach to artificial intelligence. With the proliferation of AI-generated pornography, steps must be taken to protect Texans, specifically children, from harmful computer-generated content and the crimes that arise from it. I'll be honest, I think this is pretty based. Yes, I think stopping AI-generated child porn is actually a fucking awesome thing. Now, there's a vague sentence towards the end here that says, Pete Flores creates a new state felony offense for possession or promotion of obscene visual material that appears to depict a child younger than 18 years old, regardless whether the depiction is of an actual child cartoon or animation, or an image created using AI or some other computer software. Now, this is very vague. I guess if you want to interpret it in the most unlikely possible fashion, you could say it would apply to Naruto using the sexy jutsu in classic anime. All right, you could definitely say that it would apply to that, but clearly, if you read this bill, it is absolutely targeted at shutting down AI child porn. A pretty noble thing, if I do say so myself. Now, the reason we bring this up is Hasan makes a tweet saying, uh-oh, where he shows this bill, basically saying that we're coming down on child porn, and then showing a picture of Asmongold saying, I am in danger. Now, Hasan knows that you can't actually call people out for certain things, right? We've learned this in the past where he had this to say.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay? You wouldn't make Rick Scott, former governor of Florida Rick Scott, you wouldn't make him a prominent part of the Republican Party.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone.
One more time.
No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
So this is urging his audience to murder a United States senator. That's pretty bad, honestly. And he got banned on Twitch for this for 1 day because I guess they like terrorists on Twitch. Now, the thing is, he knows that you can't say things out like this. He knows Asmongold is not a pedophile, so you can't call Asmongold a pedophile. But you can have plausible deniability where you say people that have child porn on their devices could go to jail and then show a picture of Asmongold. This is basically calling Asmongold a pedophile. Now, the funny thing about Hasan is, not only, in my opinion, could this potentially be some sort of projection, as I will prove towards the end of this video, the end of this video is going to be a nuclear warhead. Not trying to call anyone out here, but if you stick around to the end of this one, this is not going to be a super long video, I think, compared to the other deep dives into Hasan's awful politics and support of terrorists, but this one specifically is a nuke. So, anyway, this is a tweet calling Asmongold a pedophile. All right, let's not mince words. That's what he's doing here. So, we're going to look at Asmongold's first, Hasan's mini crash out on stream where he talks about this whole thing. Then we're going to be looking at Asmongold's response. Then we're going to be looking at the insane hypocrisy of Hasan Piker, because you may not be aware of this, guys, but Hasan Piker actually went to a brothel in Germany called Artemis that was later closed down and raided for sex trafficking children. He went to a brothel of sex trafficked children, and he's calling other people pedophiles. I'm not saying that he fucking did anything wrong in that brothel. I'm just laying out the facts as we have them, okay? Listen, I'm just laying out the facts here. Largest leftist political streamer in the world. That doesn't sound kosher, for real. Yep, we're gonna get there, don't worry. So first, let's watch him basically call Asmongold a pedophile.
I saw this Dexerto article, and I'm actually very excited for Asmongold to finally fucking chime in about how censorship is unacceptable. Texas senators have unanimously passed a bill that, if signed into law, could make several games, anime, manga series illegal to own in the state. The bill bans any obscene depiction of a minor or someone who looks like one.
And that is the end of Hasan's research. So Hasan basically tells his entire audience that Asmongold might be going to jail for, like, child porn charges, when he didn't read the fucking article, which is clearly about AI art of children. But anyway, that's basically how Hasan covers politics anyway. World's largest leftist political streamer. He just sits there and he reads headlines. That's my guy. That's my dude.
And it's a very unique predicament because, like,
why is it so unique, Hasan?
I don't necessarily disagree with this decision, although I do understand how this will be used against everything.
Yeah, okay, all right. So he understands that the problem with implementing super vague censorship is that it could actually censor everything. All right, that's a pretty well-reasoned take for Hasan. Don't get too comfortable.
I want to know where my Asmon heads are at on this one.
Again, this is all just signaling that Asmongold's a pedophile. I think we can all come together and agree with this, just like he signals constantly that he supports terrorist organizations on his streams many times, as I've covered in the Hasan Piker is 200% fucked video, and many of the other ones on my channel. I've done a deep dive into his insane support of terrorist organizations. This is signaling that Asmongold's a pedophile, and it's unbelievable. He does the same thing for me also, so stay tuned. They even wrote articles about that shit.
Awesome, because Asmon literally lives in Texas, and he has to now delete half of his fucking library.
So he's now implying that half of Asmongold's library is child porn, or, you know, cartoons of child porn. That is what he's saying on his stream. Are we all on the same page here? That is what he's saying.
This is the case. It is what it is, dude. So what happened? What is his take? I'm sure he had to cover this. The unique intersection. It happened literally after I said, hey, Asmon, there will come a time when this administration will take away something that you like. What
the fuck does this have to do with this administration? He's so goddamn Trump-headed that he's so inside of Trump's butthole that he's saying that the administration, this isn't any administration. This is some random dumbass Texas senator. What are you talking about?
You hold near and dear to you, and I'll see how you feel about free speech then. And then literally
what the fuck? He's always been pro free speech. Like, what is even happening?
A week later, he's
like reading this headline like it's a massive slam dunk for him when it's literally nothing. while he's simultaneously signaling that some guy, some Twitch streamer that happens to be a much, much bigger political streamer than this guy at this point, just on the right side of history as opposed to the left side of history. But yeah, all right.
It's like Texas senators have unanimously passed a bill. Barely watches anime. I know he looks a type. No, dude, it's not about fucking anime. What are you talking about? It's video games as well. Asmongold's favorite content creator is literally a lolly content creator.
I assume he's talking about Rev Says Desu because he reacts to him sometimes. But again, not his favorite content creator. Also, what? Like, what are you talking about? Rev Says Desu is not sexualized at all. It's just a petite VTuber model. Like, again, he frames it in the worst way. Like, him saying that Asmongold's favorite content creator is a lolly and implying, based on this tweet, that it's obscene depictions of minors. He's basically signaling that Asmongold's a pedophile. Not only that, but he was so salty when Asmongold reacted to him saying that you should kill Rick Scott. He was saying that Asmongold was signaling for a ban. You're upset Asmongold signals for a ban? And you're out here basically slandering him?
A child, like a child VTuber. His next video.
Hey.
Oh, I think I gotta post that.
Yeah, hilarious. Anyway, so it gets better. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. The delusion is insane because Asmongold is living rent-free in this man's head. No one has ever been as salty as this guy. Holy crap.
Asmongold is so fucking dumb, man. I hate the fact.
We all know that Nux is Asmongold's favorite content creator, even steals my titles. Everyone's been stealing my percent fuck titles, okay? I'm a benevolent god, so I'm not starting any beef here. No, but honestly, it's very funny. I don't care.
He's propagandist, but he doesn't endorse that sexualized anime shit, which are the games in question, and stupidly swears.
Yeah, I've never, ever endorsed sexualized lolly material. Never. And neither has Asmongold. But he's implying that he's a pedophile anyway.
That YouTuber isn't one. It will be used to paint you calling people pedos publicly who aren't and ready shit you talk about dunks. What? Oh no, dude. Are you telling me that Asmongold fans are gonna yell at me?
He's doesn't realize that there's anything wrong with calling someone a pedophile, like false allegations in front of an audience of millions, just calling them a pedophile and even he doesn't believe it. Like, this is crazy. And besides, no one's yelling at you, Hasan. We are laughing at you, and we will definitely monetize your downfalls to the best of our ability here on the Hasan Piker is Fucked franchise.
Brother, he watches a fucking Asmongold calls me a terrorist supporter
He is a terrorist supporter.
every day.
He is a terrorist supporter. He supports terrorists. That's what, and I'm going to show at the end of this video. Dude, you are so not ready for the end of the 300% fuck video. It's going to be a glorious finale. Holy shit. If you're planning on clicking off this video at some point because he's too insufferable to watch, at least go to the end of the video. You have to see what I have cooked for you.
The fuck are you talking about? He quite literally watches a lolly VTuber.
It's a normal adult man with an avatar. Like, what is he talking about?
He is an open lolly VTuber, the VTuber he watches. You know, it's
God, I'm so excited to show you the hypocrisy right after this. Oh, God.
a joke. I'm not being serious.
Bro, I love how the VTubers terrify this man. I feel like every single VTuber that shits on Hasan just becomes his little mini Voldemort. He will never say their name. He will reference them vaguely so that no one could find them in his audience and watch the videos. God damn, that's awesome.
No, oh my God, I can't believe his fans are gonna fucking say I'm lying about Asmongold or whatever.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's calling him a pedophile, which is a lie, and it's despicable and evil. So anyway, I showed you this tweet already. Asmongold did, in fact, talk about this bill. So let's see Asmongold's coverage before you see Asmongold's reaction to Hasan calling him a pedophile. Because this is a rabbit hole that we are going to go down together. Me and you, lock in, baby, because it only gets worse. He just calls people pedophiles. This is crazy. Holy shit. He supports terrorists, and he launches false allegation crusades about people. Do you have any idea how many brigades I have gotten from Hasan signaling to his audience shit about me?
Problem? So this is the issue, right? Ideologically, I support this. Like, I don't like lollies. I don't like the underage, like, sexual depictions of underage characters, right? I don't like this. But the thing is that the reason why the real thing is like actual child sexual abuse material, the reason why it's illegal is because there's a victim of it, right? There's a victim of it, and that victim is then like, there becomes an ecosystem that encourages more victimization if that content is consumed and distributed, right? So the idea is that owning it and, you know, like creating it or putting it out there is bad because it creates an ecosystem that causes real people to get hurt, right? And so based off of that,
again, whatever. This is just his opinion on the matter. I don't want to get into too many of the weeds, too many of the details like this. The point of this video is the fact that Hasan is 300% fucked, all right? Dropping false pedo allegations against people. Listen, you don't understand. He did this to me, and I kind of just let it slide, because whatever. I don't give a shit when I get braided. But he's getting really brazen with doing this about everyone. And I am not gonna let it slide anymore. Yeah, I decided, nope, we're gonna fuck him now.
Logic,
Yes.
you can't apply that logic to anime because anime isn't real people. So
also, another thing that's important to note, not all lollies are sexualized. I personally find sexualized lollies disgusting, personally. However, they're also just petite characters, and there are also petite characters that are not even remotely childlike. So it's just such a big ass topic that's just being covered with a really stupid tweet headline, and then Hasan just uses that to launch himself into talking about how Asmongold's a pedophile.
I'm very, very torn on this, and I like, in a way, I wish that there was a way that you could do this, but I don't know if there is a way that you can do this without it being stupid. Does that make sense to me?
The problem is, you open the floodgates to just start banning things, everything's getting cooked. Some old-ass senator in Texas doesn't know the difference between Arrow Manga Sensei and Dragon Ball Z. So I completely agree with the fact that A, fictional characters do not get the same rights as real characters, and B, it unfortunately opens the floodgates to such a massive, massive issue. Now the thing is, because Asmongold, he didn't read this article either. He didn't read this article either, which is funny. But the main point of this article was literally to go against AI child porn, which is very different than Naruto.
Like, I don't like...
Or One Piece, which has sexualized characters that are underage. Do we know anyone that likes One Piece? Any Monkey D. Luffy fans that we're going to be talking about soon?
the idea of these characters, but I also... Here's another thing, too. We have so many problems in the country. Do I want my tax money going towards litigating people that like lollies?
All right. I mean, from that perspective, then there's a lot of, like, who gives a shit about half the... Listen, going after AI child porn, I think, is a lot better than, you know, spending $8 billion on Iraqi Sesame Street or whatever. But anyway, I digress. The point is, of course he covers this. Hasan made it seem like he would kind of shove this under the rug and not cover it, which is obviously insane.
No, I don't. I think that money could be spent on like 50 other things that are better, right? And so like I know I'm going back and forth on this a lot because
on the one hand, sexualized lolly shit is kind of gross. But on the other hand, you don't want to give power to the government to just start censoring millions of people and millions of opinions. Now, anyway, it gets better, because this is Asmongold reacting to Hasan basically calling him a pedophile. Ooh, it's gonna be fun.
But it shouldn't devolve into personal attacks. I have no problem with even a personal attack. I think this is very much a step farther than that. This is Asmongold derangement syndrome. It is.
For real. Hasan used to be the biggest political streamer on Twitch. Now, he is the second biggest political streamer on Twitch because Asmongold started reacting to politics and absolutely lapped this motherfucker. One nice thing I have to say about Asmongold, he doesn't support terrorists. I know, it's a low bar, but man, he killed it.
This. Reminder, they did Trash Taste podcast with Joey, who's
We're gonna be getting to Trash Taste.
known to consume such content, but I didn't see him saying anything about that. I thought about...
We're gonna be getting there, don't worry.
Whenever I heard this, I thought about trying to bring Trash Taste into this and trying to make them look bad. Because I'm sure, like, I mean, if anybody's ever done a waifu tier list with an anime characters, I'm sure that they probably, you know, accidentally put somebody on there that's canonically...
Ha! Accidentally. Ha! Oh god, you are so not ready for the rest of this video. I prepared a nuke.
Rage. But I would have never said that about him because I know that that's not an implication on him. And again, that's the difference between me and Hasan, is that Hasan has no problem lying, misrepresenting, and weaponizing his audience in I'm trying to think of the word.
It's so funny to watch this because Hasan is he's the progressive, the bleeding heart liberal, the leftist that fights for the rights of people and terrorists. He also fights for the rights of terrorists. And then you have Asmongold, the alleged Nazi pedophile that reacts to Trump. And Hasan literally brigades and harasses Asmongold all day. And this dude's out here trying his best to give him good faith Miss me with that garbage. This dude's a disgusting, despicable piece of shit. Again, this is the guy that thinks all resistance is valid, all right? He thinks that children are valid military targets if they're Israeli children, all right? Like, just try to put this into perspective. There is no bar that this guy wouldn't, there's no low he wouldn't stoop to, all right? I'm just trying to put this into perspective because no one is actually covering Hasan the way God intended, except for me. God wants me to be here right now. I am truly a Templar at this moment.
For it, a dishonest way in order to make his point. That's what he's doing. And he is...
Bro, Hasan out there defending the rights of fictional women but supporting terrorists.
Insulting his audience's intelligence. He is he's lying, right? And I think he's also being a hypocrite, and he's just making up bullshit.
Yeah, crazy. Anyway, the more you see about this, the more insane it gets. Because originally, Asmongold only thought Hasan brought this up as like a joke dunk on Asmongold. He didn't realize that he actually gets called a pedophile by this guy. Like, that's pretty crazy, all right?
Hasan is going on his stream and implying that half of my library is anime that is depicting minors in obscene depictions.
He's shocked! Again, I could have seen this coming because he literally did this to me. He implied I was a pedophile in the past. So let's just, and I'm gonna show you that clip. Don't worry, we're gonna get there, guys. It's gonna be beautiful. This is honestly, I have to say, the ultimate Nux vindication moment. I have never felt this vindicated. When it happened to me, I'm just a random blue guy on the internet. I don't literally take anything seriously over here. I just cover the chaos, I cover the drama. I like to see Hasan 300% piked. But I'll be real, I'll be honest, I don't actually give too much of a shit. So this is like a glorious vindication moment where I can actually cover it properly. He's shocked. He's like, oh my God, did he imply I'm a pedophile? Yes, he did. This is the guy that says babies are valid military targets. There is no low he would not stoop to. He told his audience to kill senators more than once. Yeah.
I hope that even the people that disagree with me can see how outrageously unhinged and fucked up this is.
He's shocked. He's like, bro. And this is after giving you the benefit of the doubt for years, which I don't personally believe in giving the benefit of the doubt to terrorist supporters. For me, that's like a line. That's a line. Asmongold, stop thinking that Hasan is arguing in good faith. He's not. Stop thinking that he's doing things because he has a moral compass. He doesn't. He a bitch.
How do you possibly say something about somebody like this? This is outrageous. What?
He can't believe it. Oh my God, the Nux Vindication arc. Asmongold, your false allegations that Hasan made against you is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Listen, Asmongold, I like you, bro. You gave him too much faith. Turns out if you support fucking baby murdering terrorists, you're probably a bad guy. And to be honest, he probably didn't realize that Hasan has already done this to me, okay? Which I will show you soon.
It is what it is, dude.
He's a pedophile.
So what happens? What is his take? I'm sure he had to cover this.
My opinion on it is that I hate the lolly stuff too. I've never really liked it either. But I think that the law, like, I don't know if I really agree with it or not. I haven't read it.
I did read it. It's about AI child pornography. It is so not... it's not even about the lolly stuff. This is just an incredibly misleading tweet. Again, I read it. I actually didn't even read it. I got my 4,000 Jewish lawyer cousins to summarize it for me. That was a joke. I read it. I'm sorry. I'm not that cool.
So it's like, I agree with it in principle, but I think in practice it would be weaponized to do bad things. True. And I think it would be too overreaching.
He's right.
That's basically what my agreement is, my viewpoint on this, right? I don't really like it necessarily. I don't think it's a good thing. But at the same time, do I want my tax dollars going towards arbitrating and putting people in jail for this? And at the same time, how are they going to draw these distinctions, and what way is it going to make sense? So the fact is, what I find to be very ironic about this is that
senators have unanimously passed a bill that if
he's shocked. I think he's honestly so shocked that this person, Hasan, who was like a former friend of his, is literally signaling that he's a pedophile.
I'm excited for Asmongold to finally fucking chime in about how censorship is unacceptable. Texas senators have unanimously passed a bill that if signed into law could make several games, anime, manga series illegal to own in the state. The bill bans any obscene depiction of a minor or someone who looks like one. And it's a very unique predicament because, like, I don't necessarily disagree with this decision, although I do understand how this will be used against everything.
Exactly.
So basically, they have the same opinion here. All right, they both think that it's yucky, that the lolly shit's gross when it's sexualizing children. But then Hasan takes it one step further and calls Asmongold a pedophile.
Exactly. So you both agree? Yeah, he has the
Yeah, that's how bad faith this motherfucker is.
exact
Correct. That makes it worse in my opinion. They don't even disagree, but he still finds a way to twist it to call him a pedophile to his audience of leftoid libtards that are never going to watch an Asmongold video to clear it up. They are never going to watch Asmongold clear his name.
same opinion on.
Nux, when did Hasan call you a pedo? We're getting there. You need all the context. Chill out. 300% cooked. It's gonna be big. All 7 swing states. That's how cooked he is.
On it that I do, where I think it's weird and bad too, but I think that the law would be used in a bad way. 100%.
Yep. Again, this is an incredibly basic idea, and everyone kind of agrees here. So, here's the funny thing. Asmongold, I think, is incredibly shocked by all this. Like, incredibly shocked. I have never seen him this shocked and mortified that here he has this dude, former friend, some guy that just has different political opinions, calling him a pedophile. What the fuck?
Cool.
So Hasan did tweet this out, which in my opinion is kind of, let me see if I can pull it up.
Kind of slander, yeah?
Scroll all the way down. And there we go. Uh-oh. So there's the image of the article, and there's the picture of me being in danger. Very clearly implying that I like lollies and I like obscene depictions of underage characters in anime.
That is the implication. There is no other way to understand it. This is a implication that Asmongold is a pedophile. And honestly, if I was Asmongold, which I'm not, I would probably sue him. Not because I actually want reparations or money or anything, but I would probably sue him just to fuck with him a little bit, to be honest. I would get my 4,000 Jewish lawyer cousins to mess with him.
I hope that even the people that disagree with me and the people that don't like what I'm saying can see that this is a very disgraceful turn of events.
You're misunderstanding something. The people in the Hasan echo chamber and all of their friends are going to describe you as a pedophile now. It happened to me. It happened to me. People that have never watched my videos think I'm some sort of, pedophile guy because Hasan signaled that shit. And I'll be honest, it's shitty, but it is what it is. We keep grinding. We keep fucking Hasan. That's the moral of the story. We weaponize. We weaponize our enemies and we monetize them. Yes.
This is something that has now escalated to an implication of one of the worst things that you can possibly be.
True. One of the worst things, because I guess being a terrorist is up there too. No. Hasan really, holy shit, you could play actual fucking depravity bingo on this motherfucker.
It's disgusting. It's completely disgusting.
By the way, this tweet is still up. He never took this tweet down. In my opinion, it's gross. And after he saw Asmongold's reaction to this tweet, I think it's extra gross. There is no way to interpret this as anything other than him calling an innocent man a pedophile. Now, again, he did it to me, and I'll be not as upfront as he did it to Asmongold. He did it by me, like, much more insinuation, bullshit. But god damn.
And I'm actually surprised that he did this.
Shouldn't be surprised. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. There is no low that he wouldn't stoop to. Bro, you know. Asmongold, you've watched the Hasan Piker is Fucked franchise. You've seen my videos on this. I know you have. You talked on stream about how your favorite franchise of all time is the How Fucked is Hasan Piker franchise. Maybe I'm overdoing it, but come on, bro. We know.
Would have never expected Hasan to do this.
Yeah, well, you should have paid more attention to the Hasan Piker is Fucked franchise because he did this to me.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Is it slander?
It's probably borderline because he doesn't directly say it. He just implies it. Again, that's the Hasan move, right? He will imply that you should go murder a United States senator. It's fucking crazy that this guy is the biggest leftist political streamer in the world. And I am just signaling, I feel like I am doing God's work here, all right? I am a benevolent man. I recognize my place in this world, and it is to be the shit that some people don't want to be.
I don't know.
Most people come to other people and say, hey, John, how was your day? No, but not me. They say, hey, Dux, what % fucked are your enemies today?
I have no idea. It's beyond fucked up. Yeah, this is extremely fucking weird. And I also want to say that in all of the cases that Hasan has been slandered and misrepresented in ways that are unfair, I have always defended him. And I have never, and there was like some brothel he was at, and it got
the brothel
accused of like sex trafficking and underage people. I never brought that up.
I did. He went to a brothel called Artemis in Germany that was shut down and raided by the police for sex trafficking children. This is a fact. All of that is factual. I'm not saying that he slept with a child or anything, but he did go to a brothel that was shut down for sex trafficking underage children. Now, I never went to a brothel, especially not a brothel that was shut down for sex trafficking underage children. So listen, bro, glass houses, stones and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Because I know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. But not only does he bring stuff up that's bullshit, he makes it up himself.
He's a terrorist sympathizer. There is no low. Again, I love how Asmongold is surprised. Asmongold, for the love of God, we know you're watching the How Fucked is Hasan Piker franchise. Critically acclaimed franchise, by the way. Dog, there is no low he wouldn't stoop to, okay? He says essentially 95% of Jews, according to Hasan, should be murdered. He thinks that everyone that believes Israel has the right to exist is a valid military target, okay? You don't understand the snake that you're talking to. This is a bad guy, all right? He's not just a dude with some radical opinions. He is a bad guy. And you would know that because you've already seen the 200% fuck video, which was truly a masterclass. But this one I think might be even more damaging once we get to the end. Again, not trying to damage Hasan's brand or anything, just trying to have a conversation.
You're making it up. You're making this yourself.
Look how shocked he is. Why 95% of Jews? Oh, because 95% of Jews think that that Israel has the right to exist. And he thinks that qualifies a Jew for being a valid military target. Does that answer your question?
It's not. It happened.
Yeah. Anyway, anywho, it's insane. Asmongold tries. He shows some grace when it comes to responding to this shit. He has some grace here. All right, well, we gotta cover this properly before we get to the real insane situation.
The way that I treat Hasan will not change.
I don't think it should either. I think high road is good. See, I don't want to take the high road because I personally very much enjoy fucking annoying Hasan Piker. It makes me very happy. I'm just showing what Hasan says and does. He's damaging himself. All right, listen. I have come to recognize that I don't cause the downfalls. I just amplify the downfalls, and they just kind of happen themselves. Listen, the people getting deported from America aren't getting deported from America because bad Trump. It's because they're terrorists. I'll be honest. So fuck this guy. For real, for real. And now, the thing is, I don't think Asmongold should treat Hasan differently, but I don't think he should expect anything more from him. Bro, treat him like the fucking sack of shit terrorist supporter that he actually is.
Because I respect you. I respect your intelligence.
Nice.
And I tried to do my best to provide a fair take on everything.
Based.
And that includes a fair take on the most unfair people.
True.
I just wish he could do the same.
He can't. He supports terrorists.
It's disappointing to see. It really is. I think this is the first real crash out that we've seen.
No, if you would have been paying attention, you would have seen a few more. But I think this one really hit home. And I think it's going to open his eyes.
And I hope it's the last. This is way over the line. And I hope that people that even disagree with me can see that and understand that this crosses a threshold. It's disgusting.
Damn.
Already a few comments. I want to move on.
Look how shocked he is.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget to find the law. And he's going to say that you're high-roading him. I am.
Oh, he absolutely is high-roading him. Asmongold's actually like a good guy here, and Hasan is the most despicable piece of shit ever. False pedophile accusations is gross. It's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's because I am.
Of course he's high-roading him. He thought Hasan had honor. Hasan supports terrorists. He supports the worst of the worst of the worst. Now, again, I wanted to keep cooking a little bit here. I wanted to show you this. His editor put together a little video, little teeny video of Asmongold. This is gonna be the last of Asmongold that we'll see right now. The last of the gold before we move on to the other times Hasan called me a pedophile. How Hasan actually is more likely a pedophile than anybody else. But we got a lot to do today.
He's actually obsessed. What is this here?
I saw this Dexerto article. Texas senators have unanimously passed a bill that, if signed into law, could make several games, anime, manga series illegal to own in the state. The bill bans any obscene depiction of a minor or someone who looks like one. Asmon literally lives in Texas, and he has to now delete half of his fucking library if this is the case.
What? How do you possibly say something about somebody like this?
True.
Hasan is going on his stream and implying that half of my library is depicting minors in obscene depictions. I hope that even the people that disagree with me can see how outrageously unhinged and fucked up this is.
Yeah.
It is what it is, dude.
Like, if you tweet something out like this, you mean one thing.
Yeah.
It's very clear what you're trying to imply.
Yep.
There's the image
Yep.
of the article, and there's the picture of me being in danger.
Yep.
Very clearly implying.
By the way, this is the clip about death threats after Hasan called Asmongold a Nazi. Nice. Good context.
That I like lollies and I like obscene depictions of underage characters in anime. This is something that has now escalated to an implication of one of the worst things that you can possibly be.
Sure, he's trying to discredit and destroy him in every way possible. Hasan is super jealous that Asmongold is much more successful than he is, and it's driving him insane. It literally makes him insane. For real, for real. So he literally is coming at you with everything he can. He's acting like in this sophisticated way, but he is trying his absolute best to destroy you, Asmongold. I hope you realize that if he could stab you and get away with it, he would, okay? Now you might think, wow, Nux, that's some hyperbole. No! I genuinely, firmly, 100% believe that if he knows he could kill this man and get away with it, he would do it in an instant. He supports terrorists. He advocates for murdering senators that he disagrees with. Dog, again, let's understand who we're talking about. I understand 100% in treating people in good faith. However, if you treat this guy in good faith, you might be tarded.
I'm actually surprised that he did this. In all of the cases that Hasan has been slandered and misrepresented, and you know, there was like some brothel he was at and it got accused of like sex trafficking and underage people. I never
It didn't get accused, by the way. It's not like that the brothel got accused of sex trafficking. No. Actually, it got raided by the police. It factually did that. All right, that is a fact. All right, this is not oopsie poopsie. I don't know. All right. Hasan Piker once boasted about having sex with prostitutes at this German brothel called Artemis. It was raided by 900 police and custom officers in 2016 investigating human trafficking. So let's all just come together here for a second. All right? Okay, let's come together. Just in case you were curious. This is not an allegation. This is a thing that really happened.
Brought that up because I know it's bullshit. But not only does he bring stuff up that's bullshit, he makes it up himself. Shouldn't devolve in a personal attack. I have no problem with a personal attack. I think this is very much a step farther than that. This is Asmongold derangement syndrome. And again, that's the difference between me and Hasan, is that Hasan has no problem lying.
Dude, every time I put myself in the middle over here, it's insane. It's like I have like the angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other shoulder. I don't know, man. This is fucking crazy.
Misrepresenting and weaponizing his audience in order to...
He's calling him a pedophile, and he's going to tell other people that he's a pedophile, and people that don't know Asmongold are going to see his tweet calling him a pedophile, and they're going to think he's a pedophile. So you know what? I hate to be rude right here, but this is essentially him poisoning this man.
His point. I want to let you guys know the way that I treat Hasan will not change. I respect your intelligence, and I tried to do my best to provide a fair take, and that includes a fair take on the most unfair people. It's disappointing to see. It really is. I think this is the first real crash out that we've seen.
Nope, it's not. Not even close.
Unbothered, moisturized, happy, in my lane, focused, flourishing.
Very cool. Love that. But anyway, I wanted to show you all of this because I wanted to give you a broad picture here. Now, let me explain something to everyone. All right, let me explain. The top comment is insane. Hasan is just angry that new Luffy is no longer in One Piece because they bombed him. Oh my, that's a good comment. Holy shit, I'm stealing that for real, for real. That's incredible. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make here is the reason why I wanted to bring this all up is not because you know, this whole shtick about, you know, Hasan is 300% cooked. Nope. It's all a personal vendetta. I manipulated you all. No, I'm joking. If you do it once, then hey, people crash out, all right? If it becomes a pattern where you're calling multiple people pedophiles just because you disagree with them, yeah, that's pretty fucking evil. So take a look at this tweet, all right? This is a pretty good tweet. Apparently, Mudahar called out some streamer I've never heard of called Hasan, and Hasan tried to turn the tables by pointing out Mudahar reacted to lolly porn on Nux's channel. That's why Mudahar went and cut connections with Nux and said that Nux tricked him into it. Now, that's not a fully accurate summation of the situation, so I think we should watch the clip for real, for real. It's gonna be crazy. Get a load on. You ready? I'll give you the context. I'll give you all the context, but he basically slandered me here.
Well, apparently, some of them even, maybe not neo-Nazis, but some YouTubers even sit around and do reviews of child porn, drawn child porn, hentai, lolicon. That's how little YouTube gives a shit about their own terms of service. You know, Mudahar should know that. Seemingly, he participated in a review of lolicon himself. Well.
Yeah, so this is obviously referring to the fact that I used to do like these game shows where I would show people like cursed videos that should not exist on YouTube, yet they still existed on YouTube. And he basically called me and Mudahar pedophiles with no evidence at all. Now, the irony is, this is the lolly that they are referring to. This is not a lolly at all, okay? But he framed it in the worst possible perspective of all time. It was a video where I was literally making fun of how there is some obscene shit on YouTube. All right, that was the video. I made it years ago. Edgy humor, years ago. This was the context. And he called me and Mudahar pedophiles because of it. Again, let's be real for a second. Let's be on the same page, not trying to twist the situation in any way. This is slander. He basically called me and Mudahar pedophiles. He essentially called Asmongold a pedophile. This is insane. He's getting away with it, and people flood my comments with this shit because they just see Hasan's little vague shit posting nodding towards me being a pedophile. So it is. I do get this shit in my comments all the time, literally all the time. It was not some sort of crazy review of child porn, as he put it. It was literally me and Mudahar in a call looking at shit that shouldn't be on YouTube, criticizing it, and it was this, and he called me a pedophile. It's slander, essentially. I'll be honest, I'll be real. No one is actually gonna watch the context. No one's gonna watch my videos. They're just gonna hear what he has to say. He's done it once. He's done it twice. He's done it thrice. And if you keep freaking doing it, then you're gonna keep doing it. He has no morals, and there's no low he would stoop to. So when I saw this happen, I like, again, I don't actually personally get super offended by this kind of thing. I find it kind of funny. Now I have a avenue to make infinite content on him. I have grown to the point that I don't actually give a shit about what people on the internet think about me. In fact, when I see like these big posts canceling me, I literally always share them with my friends. I'm like, yo, I made 1,000 people angry. It always makes me so happy. It's awesome. Anyway, so when I saw this, I was like, Hasan projecting like crazy. He's calling me a pedophile, and he went to Artemis, a brothel that was raided for sex trafficking minors. All right, that was literally my response because I think that's hilarious. Bro is in the biggest glass house of all time throwing stones. Guess what, guys? Guess what? The Hasan Defense Squad fucking bullshit articles came after me. YouTuber Taku seemingly accuses Hasan of raping underage girls. This never happened. I never accused him of that. I just said he went to a brothel that was raided for sex trafficking children, which is all true. But the article phrased it this way, when in reality, not only did I not accuse Hasan, but he accused me. I am the victim. Anyway, the whole article is bullshit. I've read through it in the past and debunked literally the whole thing. But yeah, anywho, not the point. The point is, the freaking terrorist simp squad pops out. Like, how bad faith is this article? It's incredible. Not only did I not accuse him, I just pointed out true facts of him visiting a brothel that was shut down for sex trafficking, but he's the one that falsely accused me. Anyway, that's just another day with Hasan Piker. But don't worry, guys, because this is Hasan dressed up in the most manly clothes I've ever seen. With just a little reminder of when Hasan went to a brothel in Germany and a month later was raided by the police for allegedly sex trafficking minors. Very cool. Love that. Now, I wanted to wrap up this video with a little bit of a nuke because this is obviously something that I think is very important to talk about. Hasan Piker clearly cares about children. He cares about children so much that he'll even call me a pedophile, Mudahar a pedophile, Asmongold a pedophile. Yeah, guys, he'll call all of us pedophiles. Probably not to slander us. No, he wouldn't do that. He is a progressive, left-leaning streamer, the biggest left-leaning streamer on the planet, and people should know that he probably wouldn't do that to flame us. Probably. He only did it because he cares so much about children. Anyway, before we get into how much he cares about children, I want to show you some hypocrisy. You know what? Fuck it. I'll show you the care about children, then I'll show you the hypocrisy. This is Hasan defending a terrorist organization.
Even if they were a part of Tren de Aragua, by the way.
Right, Tren de Aragua is the Venezuelan terrorist organization that sex traffics children.
This kind of, like this right here, what they're doing here.
They're deporting them and arresting them.
Is completely unjustifiable.
It is unjustifiable to arrest or deport people that are sex trafficking children, according to Hasan. No, but that's probably a coincidence. Anyway, this is a clip where Hasan supports Hamas, a terrorist organization that murders children.
Let's not obfuscate, okay? I understand what you're saying, but this dude just called babies militants.
No, I understand. And there are baby settlers as well. But there are baby settlers as well. There are babies in the settlements.
So this is him arguing that there are baby settlers, implying that Hamas, the terrorist organization that murdered the babies in the settlements, actually murdered valid military targets. So this is him supporting a second terrorist organization that murders children. No, it's probably a coincidence. This is only 2 times that he supported various terrorist organizations that murder children. That's probably ridiculous. Anyway, here's another clip. I wonder what he's going to say here.
He's the leader of Hezbollah, the general secretary of Hezbollah.
All right, so he's talking about Hezbollah.
It's Hezbollah.
Hezbollah
is that small guy?
Hezbollah is this is the same name.
Okay.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization that is also
they're a terrorist organization.
Part of the Lebanese parliament.
Do we like them or no?
All right. So obviously he's going to say no because they're terrorists.
I think as a resistance group, they're pretty successful against Israel. But everybody hates them. Like everybody in the region, a lot of people don't like them.
Well, he doesn't explain why people don't like him. That's weird.
Like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
Oh, he doesn't have an issue with them. Did you know that Hezbollah murdered 500,000 people in Syria? Innocent men, women, and children in Syria for the Assad regime murdered 500,000 Syrians, which, by the way, is more than 10 times the amount of people that died in Gaza. Just letting you know, this is him supporting a terrorist organization that murdered 500,000 people, including men, women, and children, but he likes them. All right, listen, that was only 3 terrorist organizations. There is no way he supports a 4th terrorist organization that might be detrimental to children.
Saudi deal.
You did?
Oh yeah, me and XQC both.
Oh, no, damn,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, we did. I'm sorry. I needed the money.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
All right, so he's about to show him a Houthi musical. Houthis are, get this, guys, a terrorist organization. What do the Houthis do? They're just pirates, guys. Listen, the Houthis, they bomb ships. They don't attack children, right? The Houthis don't attack children.
Sure. These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way, just so you know. These fucking musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, the money.
And then he plays the music video. The Houthis employ child soldiers. They literally have child slave soldiers that they send into the battlefield. This is like the #1 things that the Houthis do. In fact, he interviewed a Houthi terrorist that he kept referring to as a kid. They use child soldiers. Oh my God, this is insane. So anyway, Hasan's noble posturing for children, incredible noble posturing for children. He supports Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan terrorist organization that traffics children. He supports Hamas, a terrorist organization that murders children. He supports Hezbollah, a terrorist organization that murders children. And he supports the Houthis, a terrorist organization that employs child soldiers. Now that I've laid that out for you, I actually don't think he cares about children at all. I think he was just using something in the most bad faith way possible to call Asmongold, to call me, to call Mudahar pedophiles because we disagree with him. Because in his mind, we're the bad guys. It's why he'll call for the death of senators, because he is a fucking villain. But now, to use his own logic against him, Hasan Piker was on the Trash Taste podcast a little while back, and now I know, Nux, are we really bringing up the Trash Taste podcast again? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But for a totally different reason. Let's look at this clip, and let's see if we see anything a little weird.
Blue Lock is a boy love anime.
All right, so he thinks Blue Lock is a boy love anime. That's weird.
The only part in Blue Lock that doesn't make it fully a BL, I guess, is that they don't kiss.
Boys love dudes get like giga ram.
No.
All right, so he likes boys love anime like Blue Lock where dudes get giga rammed, right? Let's see what we know about Blue Lock. Is there anything that we actually know about Blue Lock? Like, for example, who are the characters in Blue Lock? I wonder. Is this the main? Who's the main character in Blue Lock? Yoichi Isagi is the main character in Blue Lock. We should look him up. Let's see if we ever heard of him. Yeah, all right. Oh, Yoichi Isagi, the main character of Blue Lock. Yeah, it doesn't exist. Oh well. All right, let's just put it in here then. Let's see if we can find anything out about Yoichi Isagi. All right, Yoichi Isagi, interesting. I wonder how old he is, just out of curiosity. Let's look at the wiki page. Just curious. Age 16. Ooh, Hasan. Ooh, I hope you don't visit Texas, bro. They're implementing this law in Texas that might cook you, bro. You might get cooked. Watching a boys love anime about 16-year-olds? That's pretty fucked up, dude. It's pretty insane. Holy shit. He can't even stay consistent on his takes.
I get that.
Anyway, so that was a pretty good take of his. Now, let's see if he has any other weird takes. Oh, all right. So here he's interviewing a terrorist.
Okay, this is a stupid question. Okay, you can preface it with that. Does he know what One Piece is?
See, this is funny because right now he is no longer in One Piece because, you know, Trump bombed the Houthi terrorists in Yemen.
One Piece, like, is that an organization?
No, One Piece is an anime.
That's so weird because I'm pretty sure in One Piece there's this character called Nami.
Oh, اوكي. اول شيء بقول لك انه ممكن هذا السؤال يكون شوي اهبل. بتعرف شو هو One Piece؟ عمرك سمعت ب One Piece؟
اكيد يعني منذ الطفوله وانا اشاهد ون بيس لوفي.
Is it Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, that's apparently sick. Well, the thing he doesn't know is that there are a lot of underage characters in One Piece that actually get sexualized. He doesn't know that, but I sure hope he never goes to Texas because turns out Hasan might like little kids. Damn, I don't want to rub it in his face, but here I thought the worst part about this clip was him actually glazing a terrorist. But damn, I didn't think he'd be out there literally liking children. Damn, that's crazy. Can't believe he'd go that far. Anyway, I'm sure there's, oh yeah, this is just a tweet from that guy. The execution that we will carry on all Zionists. This is the guy that Hasan was interviewing, where he posted a picture of a fine gentleman on a pike. Now, you see, the thing is, Hasan is actually 300% piked right now. This is a pretty fucked up guy. This is a terrorist that Hasan is glazing talking about Luffy. This doubles for both a pedophile clip and supporting terrorists. That's insane. Now, anyway, Hasan, as I've just showed you, he was on the Trash Days podcast talking to anime with the boys like Joey. Now, Joey is an anime YouTuber. He has some takes. He has some opinions. You can agree with them. You can disagree with them. Let's see what they are.
This 12-year-old girl, yes, maybe a 12-year-old girl, but it is just a drawing of a fictional 12-year-old girl. Nobody can do anything directly to this 12-year-old girl that will put them in harm's way in any kind of physical or emotional sense because this 12-year-old girl you speak of never existed in the first place.
So, that is the guy that Asmongold is Asmongold apparently worse than this, according to Hasan. Like, again, I'm not talking about ethics here. I'm not arguing about what's right or what's wrong. I'm not getting into any philosophical or emotional discussions. But Hasan was more than fine going on a podcast with this guy, with the sexualized 12-year-old girl that's a fictional 12-year-old girl. That's fine. But because he's angry and jealous of Asmongold, he'll call him a pedophile. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, proving without a shadow of a doubt that Hasan Piker is in fact 300% fucked. A glorious, glorious milestone for everyone coming together. This is a glorious day for everyone. Not only hypocrisy, but also a little bit of drama. A little bit of drama and hypocrisy. We love that shit. Hell yeah. So anyway, subscribe because I will cover the insane situations as they unfold. Because I'm the only one, I feel like, on the platform that is not only deep diving into his political shit, like I just did in his support of the Tren de Aragua Venezuelan terrorists, but also, I feel like I actually treat him appropriately and no one else does. So definitely subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Hell yeah, love y'all. Leave a like. These do not get monetized usually. I do have a Patreon linked in my description. Feel free to support me there, but realistically, I don't actually think Hasan cares about children. I just think he made false allegations against the guy because he's a jealous, petty little bitch. Also, he supports terrorists. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.